Okay, we did it. I'm back. What's up, people? Hi, everybody. Hey, let you guys see a little bit of that. Let y'all see a little bit of that. Trying to give everybody a good view. Set my frame up right. You see, set my frame up right. What's up, people? Hey, hi. Hi. What's up? Okay, so we're live. I know this is very different for us. This is very, very different. Normal. So I said, can we sing? Let the vegan in me, love the vegan in you. Let the vegan in me, love the vegan in you. You're easy. Come on, y'all, say it with me. You're easy. Come on, one more time. You're easy. Come on. Easy to love. Huh? All right, so if you don't know, you've been under a rock somewhere. I have written a new vegan cookbook that's called Vegan But With Soul. And the great thing about it is that the physical cookbook is not quite ready yet, but the ebook is ready for download. So I know I look a mess. Don't worry, I'm going to the barbershop later on, okay? Ain't that something? Ain't that something? How I get on here looking the complete fool and don't even care. You don't really care. Somebody says you are rude, ugly, with a big mouth. Thank you. Okay, listen. So what I wanted to do is pop on here real fast. So the physical book, not quite ready, right? It's in print and the whole bit. It'll be here in a couple weeks. But the ebook is ready to download right now, okay? And what I wanted to do is I wanted to read the introduction to you from the book. I wanted to read the introduction because I think it is so nicely written, okay? I wrote it myself, but y'all want to hear it? You know, I'm a little nervous, you know. What Erykah Badu said? She said, I'm an artist. Huh? I'm an artist. And I'm sensitive about my... Oh, I love you too. I don't really let them comments get to me. This she gonna say I was just playing. I don't care. What do I care? Okay? What do I care? All right, here we go. I'm gonna read. Okay? So I want you to get someplace. If you're at work, put your headphones on, okay? Okay, here we go. This is actually how the proof comes. It comes on these big, gigantic sheets. So I'm gonna read like this. Okay, here we go. When I stopped to think about it, and I mean really put some thought into it, I don't think it was anything other than faith and food that kept us going. Sort of like the diesel fuel that powers a big rig down a long stretch of highway under the hot Alabama sun. It was the essence of food that did that for us. I say essence because what we had wasn't fussy. It wasn't fussy at all. You see, fussy required a different set of circumstances. A set of circumstances we just weren't dealt. I think a fairly decent raising and upbringing should assist one in such a way that their way of life is all they know. In that sense, my grandmother was a rock star. Forget well-lit stages, cauldrons of people cheering, and an all-star band vibing until the sun comes up. She was a rock star in a whole different sense. It wasn't until I grew older that I realized that we were poor. Imagine my sheer surprise when upon talking to other people, I realized they didn't grow up the same way I did. I remember asking that familiar set of "what do you mean" questions. What do you mean you didn't play made-up games like church and office? What do you mean the roaches aren't there when you turn on the lights? What do you mean you didn't buy meat from a market and ask for it by the amount of money you had? Listen, realizing that things were different was a whole other learning experience for me. It's like my whole life I had been living was a lie. Then I realized that my grandmother was so smooth with it that she shielded us. This was more of a protection. It was her way of instilling in us a love that was rich in value, despite living a part of the working class poor. Now that I think about it, her intention, although cunning, was brilliant. Food for us wasn't just sustenance, it was so much more. My first experience with magicians wasn't with Disney. My first experience with chemistry wasn't in a school. Sitting at my grandmother's hip was the biggest lesson in magic and chemistry that anyone could have ever experienced. She had a magical way of moving about the kitchen to this unmistakable rhythm that, on the upbeat, honored her ancestor. And on the downbeat, like sweet plum Georgia peaches, it planted seeds of hope to be harvested when ripe. She didn't need a copper stained measuring cup dented with heartache, suffering, and misfortune. She used her eye. It was much more exact. A teaspoon measure never existed. It would have been bent around the edges with dings and residue of triumph and victory. Her index finger and thumb were much more exact. There was a science, and there's no doubt she mastered it. Besides, there was something endearing about tasting inequality and the need for justice evenly distributed in whatever granules she effortlessly reached down to pick up. As she sprinkled the contents throughout the bowl and hummed the next verse of her freedom song, she was hopeful, and bit by bit, she became free. I think that's where I became intrigued. Sure, the food was interesting, but it was what was going on behind the scenes that raised my proverbial eyebrow. It was the why behind her moves that I wanted to diligently research. I wanted to sit, Indian style, and learn. She moved with a rhythm and cadence that spoke strongly as if it were able to move mountains. I wanted to know why she whisked with fervor or why she stirred with strength. What matter of issue made her saute as strongly as she did? When she browned short ribs for braising, she flipped them perfectly every single time. Why? There was always one hand on the hip, usually the left. With the right, she flipped elegantly crusted chicken wings with the two-pronged steel fork with that wooden handle. It had seen more turns than our summer road trips to Mississippi, but like the old blue Bonneville we drove in, it was faithful. I wanted to soak it all up while I could. Although she never did come out and give me the answers I was looking for, as I grew older, I think I finally started to get it. It took a while, but I think I began to understand. Her cooking came from a place of necessity. It was something she had to do. It's one of the only few things I think she fully knew how to do. That, mixed with her natural proclivity to give love, is what fueled her beyond passion. Honestly, it's why I cook today. A part of her lives not just in me, but through me. I find myself lost in the middle of a hum as I chop onions and dice bell peppers. As I stir with my wooden spoon, I catch the slip of my left hand on my hip. Naturally, it happens in the most masculine of ways. Food naturally has the ability to calm storms and peace the unstill. When cooked from the heart and with soul, nothing becomes impossible. I hope this book, the pictures and stories alike, encourage you to find your complete center in a world that's askew. And as you do that, you cook with the necessary spirit of the ancestors, the maternal fervor of every nurturing figure, the curiosity that defines our humanity, and with peace that no one could ever pay to possess. That's the spirit in which this book was created. It's my prayer and thought that it's with that same spirit you flutter about for those who are connected to you. And as always, I'd like to leave you with two thoughts. Food is my life. Life is my food. Until next time, I'd like to wish you vegan cooking from my heart to yours. So that is the introduction to my thank you Thank you. That is the introduction to my brand new cookbook. It's called Vegan, but with Soul. And the ebook is available for download right now. So if you wanted to, you can go to dariuscooks.tv or dariuscooks.myshopify.com and you can download the ebook right now. It's available for sale for you. And the physical book will be here in a couple weeks. You know, it takes time to get it printed and all that stuff. But the last proof has been approved and all that, so it's going to go for print. My first shipment of books will be 10,000 books, and I think we've secured somewhere about 3,000 to 4,000 orders already. So I've got a few more books ready for you, and then as that pile dwindles down, we'll go ahead and we'll place orders for more books and get everything ready to go. So there you go. So Vegan But With Soul. I know a lot of people ask, like, oh my gosh, Darius, why'd you write a vegan cookbook? Like, you're not a vegan. You're right. I'm not a vegan. And for a long time, I shied away from vegan food because I, like so many other people, felt that vegan food was a little bit unapproachable. And I felt that I was like, vegan, I don't want to eat that. I don't want to eat salad. I don't want to eat this. I don't eat that. I don't want to. But when you think about perspective, right? Perspective, and you go, it's not really about what you can't have, but it's about what you can. Your world completely opens up. You know, there's the old adage about looking at the glass half empty or looking at it half full. And I think when you approach it from a perspective that goes, wow, look at what is available, you make it great. And then you make it approachable, right? And I think that's been the issue for a while is I don't want to eat salad and quinoa and grains for the rest of my life. I don't want to eat that. I want other things that are delicious and that have flavor and that remind me of what it's like to grow up in my household, like times that are comforting, times that things felt good. And that's how I want vegan food to be. I want it to be approachable in that way. So that is the reason why I wanted to spend a little bit of time developing resources. This book has been a year in the making, okay? If you've been following the journey, this cookbook has been a year in the making. We literally started this last January. And I was like, yo, we're going to do a cookbook. And then the Lord was like, it ain't really time yet. You know, you got some more work to do. So I don't think I could have been as committed to the project as I am now had I rushed and did it a year ago. So now we're still rocking. So some of the recipes that we're currently doing are in the book. A lot of them are not in the book because, you know, we're going live like every night doing stuff. So some are in there and then some are not. So it would behoove you to pick this thing up. And the recipes that we're doing each night, you have a shopping list, but you don't have the actual recipe because the recipes are where? In the new cookbook. So you can grab a cookbook today by going to dariuscooks.tv. Did you open your restaurant? Yes, Soul Crab is open. It's open right now, as a matter of fact. 3725 Main Street, College Park, Georgia, 30337. Greens and Gravy opens up at 5. Okay, 1540 Ralph David Abernathy, Atlanta, Georgia, 30310. Some of the best fried chicken you'll ever get. Go check us out. All right. Okay. I'm gonna take a few questions. I'm live on like all the devices, so I'm gonna try to take a few questions. All right. If we order the ebook, we can print it. Yes. If you order the ebook, you can definitely print it out if you want to. I think it's like 96 pages or something like that. So if you want to, you absolutely could. Am I single? Technically, yes. Technically. Did y'all see Tab? Darius and Tab gonna link up. Oh, my homie. Yes. So y'all follow Tabitha Brown. She's another vegan out in California. Well, she's a thoroughbred vegan. I'm like vegan-ish, right? So she's out in California. Oh my God, Tab is on live. What's up, Tab? Hey, babe, listen, I was just talking about you, and now you pop up on my live. Everybody has been saying, can we get a collab between Tabitha Brown and Darius Cooks? Can we get a collab between Tab and between Darius, okay? So me and Tab been back and forth in the inbox, right? And so I'm like, what up? And she was like, what up? And so we was like, what we doing? And we like, child, I don't know, but we need to do something. So y'all hold tight, all right? Me and Tab been texting. I got her real phone number. She got my real phone number. Okay. Her Instagram is I am Tabitha Brown. Or just Google Tabitha Brown. She'll come up. She's everywhere. And so she don't really cook though. You know what I'm saying? Like she's vegan for like a year and a half, but Tab don't really cook. You know what I'm saying? She's just hilarious and likes vegan food. Whereas I cook. So we're gonna see what we can whip up. I was like, Tab, you wanna come to the house? She said, honey, listen, you cook, I'm coming to eat. Okay, that's what she said. So we're gonna see, we're gonna link up and we're gonna see what we can come up with. But I told her, I was like, yo, I got a videographer, we can do YouTube, we can rock this thing out, son. Okay? Yeah, we friends. She said on Facebook, we friends. So I told Tal, like, Tal, what up, son? You know what I'm saying? Like, let's work something out. So y'all stay tuned. We're going to see what we're going to come up with. If you do not follow Tabitha Brown, you should. The woman is hilarious. My favorite video of hers, when she was cooking, she was making the juice. She started out with a 3-day juice challenge, right? In January. So the 3-day juice challenge. And so she was juicing live. You know, I juice live. She juice live. And the people was like, well, why don't you taste it, right? And Tab was like, okay, I guess I should taste it, see what it tastes like, right? So she said, before I taste it, let me pray. So she bowed her head to pray, and she was like, dear Heavenly Father, first of all, if I haven't told you yet, Happy New Year. I want to wish you a Happy New Year. How are you wishing the Lord a Happy New Year? You see what I'm saying? Like, that was it. Like, as soon as she did that, and told the Lord, Happy New Year, I was done. Okay? D-O-N-E. I said, Tabitha, did you just tell Jesus Happy New Year and you want to wish him a happy 2019? She said, child, yes. I don't know what I be saying half the time. Okay? So she's hilarious. If you don't follow her, you should. Tabitha Brown, look her up on all social media outlets. All right? Anyway, so we'll see what we're gonna come up with. We'll see. I got some other stuff in the works, so just stay tuned. She said, "Ain't nobody else told him." She said, "Ain't nobody else told him. Ain't nobody else told the Lord Happy New Year." This woman is absolutely hilarious. I absolutely love her to pieces. All right. So we'll see. She said, "I had to check in on him too." So we'll see how far we get with that. All right. Listen, I want you to pick up the book. I really do. Listen, I don't have a distribution deal. I don't have a publishing deal. This is your boy in his home office. This is it. You see what I'm saying? Like a dude with a dream. That's it. I don't have no financial backing. Not one person is an investor in any of these projects except for me. The thing about it is they don't want to give us a chance. You see what I'm saying? I read something from Jonathan McReynolds. He's a gospel, a contemporary gospel artist. This guy named Jonathan McReynolds, and he did a tour that I think he mostly I don't know if he financed it himself, but he did a tour, and he was talking about how the folks that work with him didn't really want to give him a shot because they didn't know how well any of his stuff was going to do in terms of a tour. So it's like once he did the tour and people responded the way they responded, now everybody is like, bruh, I want to get a chance. I want to work. You know what I'm saying? I want to get with you. I had to tell you something. I have absolutely no financial, there is no silent investor. There's no white team behind me. There's none of this. This is completely my 150% project with my name on it. I sat right here with that, you can't see it, but that computer over there, and I typed up this book. All the photos in the book are completely my photos from my iPhone, people, okay? These are my iPhone photos in my cookbook. I paid out of my pocket for the printing and the publishing of this cookbook. There is no other financial resource tied to this project except for me. All right. And I gotta tell you this. We've crossed the $110,000 mark in pre-sales. I'm gonna say that one more time. $110,000 mark in pre-sales. Okay, I'm gonna say that one more time for those with the cheap seats. Okay, $110,000. There was no book yet. This was literally only pre-sales, and we topped $110,000. When I went to, or when they approached me from the publishing company to write a book, to do a book, they wanted to give me a $25,000 cash advance. Okay, $25,000 cash advance. 25,000. What are we gonna do with that? Okay, like for real. In the day and age where you got mortgage, condo, insurance, grocery, maintenance, okay, you know I got no job, so I have Obamacare. You see what I'm saying? I ain't got no job, so I got the Affordable Care Act that go up every year. Okay, that's going next year gonna be about $850, and I got the cheap I don't get sick that often plan. You see what I'm saying? By the time you get through all of that, that 25 grand is gonna last you about 3 months, and then you're gonna be out the door. So there is no financial backing to this project whatsoever. So I want to take a moment and just thank everybody who's had an opportunity to support by either buying the ebook or by buying the physical cookbook. I promise you, this book is revolutionary. Okay, it is revolutionary in so many ways, and I want to thank you guys for your absolute support with the book. You see what I'm saying? But I'm gonna do it with a dream. All right, I'm gonna do it with a dream. I'm out here grinding hard, HARD, out in these streets. And the great thing about what I'm doing is it's not that it can't be replicated. So I know I'm out here pursuing my dreams, and I know if I'm out here doing it, everybody else that's connected to the Darius Cooks brand could also be out here pursuing your dreams at the same time. You see what I'm saying? See, you just get a little glimpse of my little piece of success, right? Ain't no sense in doing no kind of comparison and saying, oh, I wish that was me, or I want to be like that. When you have your own area of greatness that you two can operate and also excel in, okay? Just remember that. You got your own area of greatness that you were designed and destined for. You see what I'm saying? So here's how I look at it. And I'm going to get off the line in a second. Here's how I look at it. If there's anybody who's good at creating anything, do you have any creators in the building? You create jewelry, you write poems, you might sing a song, you might be a musician. Anybody who creates something, you might do candles, you might create soaps, you might do body butters. Anybody out here that you build stuff, you do anything that's a little bit creative, right? That creativity starts with a blank sheet of paper, does it not? Right? You just don't wake up and there's a finished product. Typically what happens is you have an inspiration to create something. And when you do that, you sort of have this idea. Follow me. You have this idea of what that end product is going to look like, or what that end product, watch this, is going to be used for, right? Don't you typically? You don't just wake up and say, I'm going to create a bottle of water and I have no idea what this bottle of water is going to do. No, it really ain't how it works. You typically have an intended purpose, right, for whatever it is that you're going to end up creating. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I think we were created in his likeness and in his image. That's all. I'm gonna stop right there. I don't care what your religion or what your theological background is. Just know you were created in his likeness and in his image. Watch this. If you were created that means you weren't haphazardly dropped down on earth for no particular reason at all. There typically is an intended reason for which anything is created, right? And so I really want you to understand that there is no accident and there's no coincidence that you're right in the space that you are, because at the end of the day, there is something that is specifically designed that you are supposed to be doing in your area of greatness. That's all. So when you look at somebody else and you see someone else going, wow, look at them excelling, watch this. This is not the time to be comparing, all right? This ain't that. This ain't time. It ain't time for you to be, because comparison will kill you, doc. This ain't that time. The time is to go, what is my area of greatness and where am I supposed to excel? Because I was created with an intended purpose and a trajectory that is centered around things that I'm able to do really, really well. And that's where you focus. So all I'm saying is, when you look at the success of what's happening with the cookbooks or this or that, I'm just trying to excel in my own area of greatness. And if I can do it, then so can you. That's it. If I can do it, then so can you. All right? Listen, I love y'all. Y'all know that. Go get the cookbook. Okay? The cookbook is available at DariusCooks.tv. All right? The electronic version is available for you to download right now. Okay? And the pre-order is still working out for if you want the physical book. All right? Just remember, you were created. There's an intended purpose for you. You ain't just plopped down here for nothing at all. Okay? There is a reason you were here, and there's a reason you're tuned in right now on this live. All right? There's a reason. You got to figure that part out. All right? Go get the book, and I'll talk to y'all later. We're going to cook tonight. I think we're cooking tonight. I have an event to go to, but after that, I'm going to come back. It might be a little late. So join me tonight, 9 p.m. Colorful time, CFT. All right? It might be 9:30, 9:45, 10:15, 11:30. I don't know. But it'll be tonight. All right? Love y'all. Bye.